I freely admit that I believe a donkey spoke, an iron axe head floated, and a woman turned into a pillar of salt. As certain as I am of my own existence, I'm convinced that water flowed from a rock, that a man's severed ear was immediately reattached with the touch of a hand, and that dead people have come back to life. I believe that a man spent 3 days inside of a sea creature and lived to tell about it. And yes, I believe a virgin gave birth to a son who became the savior of the world. Atheists, agnostics, and skeptics often ridicule Christians who believe in the various miracles recorded in the Bible. We are said to believe in superstition rather than science, and in fairy tales rather than real facts. But in reality, Christ was not crazy, and Christianity is not kooky. The Bible is absolutely believable. The whole matter of miracles is really quite simple and yet profound. Admittedly, if no supernatural God exists, then the miracles of the Bible are make-believe. The Bible itself is merely a work of fiction, and Christians are very naive. However, if an omniscient, omnipotent, supernatural being does exist, then he could work any number of supernatural miracles which are in harmony with his divine will. If there were no universe, and he chose to create one, he could speak it into existence. If he wanted to put on human flesh and dwell among mankind for a time, the all-powerful Creator could choose to interact with his creation face to face. If there were no written revelation from him to mankind, he could certainly make that happen. He could ensure that writers of his choosing penned what he wanted mankind to know. If he wanted mankind to know that he created the world and everything in it in 6 days, he could tell them. If he wanted his human creation to know about some of the miracles he worked through the millennia, again, he could communicate such information through his chosen, inspired writers. In short, if God exists and if the Bible is his word, then genuine followers of Christ aren't crazy at all. Since the evidence actually indicates that God does exist and the Bible is his inspired word, then those who followed this evidence to its logical conclusion have reasonably concluded that the miracles of the Bible make perfect sense. In reality, the highly irrational position is atheism. Naturalistic atheism contends that matter came from nothing, yet no such thing has ever been observed to happen naturally. Atheism says that biological life came from non-life, yet science has known for many decades that in nature life only comes from pre-existing life. Think about it. Christians are supposedly crazy for believing that a supernatural God could supernaturally cause water to flow from a rock. Yet, atheistic evolution contends that water evolved on Earth over millions of years. How is it exactly that Christians are the unreasonable ones for believing that the omnipotent God of the universe once miraculously used a donkey to speak intelligible words to a man, when atheistic evolution gets by with peddling the supposed fact that donkeys evolved from fish that flopped out of water millions of years ago? If God, who created Adam's ear in the beginning, chose to reattach a severed ear of one of Adam's descendants, that's purportedly preposterous. But believing that ears just somehow evolved naturally over millions of years, as atheists contend, is supposedly reasonable. In truth, when genuine biblical Christianity and naturalistic atheism are compared and contrasted, one proves to be perfectly rational. If God exists and the Bible is his word, Christianity makes perfect sense. Whether you are an atheist, a skeptic, or even a Christian who is struggling with doubt, why not consider the many evidences which reveal that real Christianity is a reasonable religion? Visit us at apologeticspress.org if we can help you in your pursuit of truth.